Anything wrong?
Well, you're filming private cars, not police
No,
cars.
I'm filming public property.
No, you're filming cars.
I'm filming. No, that's what you're presuming.
Well, I've just been
I can
told.
film whatever I can see in public.
I've just been told you've been filming private cars.
Afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Could you identify yourself as well for me, please?
Why?
Well, you've come in and you've approached me.
Yeah.
So it's in your policy to actually identify. Okay, and failure to identify will result in retraining. Okay, so I'm asking you properly to identify yourself, please, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So why are you sitting here?
No, if you can identify yourself first, and then we will carry on with a conversation.
I think there's times where I have to identify myself.
Yeah, you do.
And there's times I simply have to
Yes, you do.
identify.
Yes, you do.
Of you recording here?
So you're
Okay.
basically coming down here just to try and provoke some sort of confrontation, is that just...
No, I'm filming public property. That's what you're presuming, okay? Don't make a presumption on what I'm
Okay,
doing.
what is your reason for
Okay? Well, first of all, identify yourself properly.
I can see it from Croydon Police Station.
Okay? And your shoulder number, please.
It's on my shoulder, you can see it.
No, not everyone can read numbers. That's why I'm asking
Can you
you
not?
to say it.
Do you need help
Okay.
with that?
Well, why do you think I'm asking you to say it? No, I'm asking you to say it, please, sir.
I have to say.
Okay, so people that can't read numbers, that's all what you do.
Well, anyway,
Okay, that's why I'm asking you if you can actually say what your actual shoulder number is, please.
I can do anything, sir.
But you won't do that.
Don't need to.
Okay, so you don't need to.
No,
Okay,
you don't need
you're
to
quite
be-
arrogant,
don't-
really, aren't you?
In today's clip, Plot is outside a police station, calmly filming from a public space something that's perfectly legal. Then, without warning, the officers approach, trying to pressure him into handing over his details. They throw around Section 50, but they don't actually have the legal grounds to invoke it. Plot doesn't flinch. He asserts his rights, stays composed, and refuses to show ID. No slip-ups. No backpedaling, just a well-informed citizen reminding the authorities where the line is, and holding it with confidence. Nick.
Why are you...
You're very arrogant. It makes no difference why I'm filming.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it
Because
doesn't.
you're simply here to, you know...
No, it doesn't.
provoke some sort of
No, that's
confrontation.
what you're
why
presuming.
what's the purpose of you filming this? The
It's
cars that are
it's
going
a
out?
public building.
Yeah, but some of these are private cars.
I can film whatever I can see in public.
Indeed.
Well, why do you do that?
Well, it makes no difference why I do it.
Why
It
do
makes
you
no
need to do
difference
that?
why I do it.
Well, it does.
What it does
No,
is
it
you
doesn't.
train these people that like to provoke confrontation.
No, that's
you
what
stick
you're
a video
presuming.
online and monetise
That's what
it.
you're presuming.
You just
okay?
monetise a video,
That's what
isn't
you're
it?
presuming.
No, you're one of these other... many,
Yeah,
many
really.
balls
And
that
you're
goes
one of
report.
these absolute turds, okay, that literally think that you can bully the public, speak to them the way
not
you
bullying
want,
anything.
failure to actually identify yourself properly, and we actually pay
And
for
you've gotta
meatheads
sort
like
this
you.
out.
We pay for
You've come
meatheads
to the
like
police
you.
station to provoke this
We pay for
confrontation,
no.
haven't
You approach me. Let's get it right. You approach me. You
You've
approach
come to the
me.
police station because
You
you want this
approach me.
confrontation.
You approach
Where have
me
you
to
travelled
get it
from to get
correct.
this confrontation?
Makes no difference where I've come from.
How far have you gone?
Makes
Just
no
have an argument with a police
no,
officer.
you've
your
come to me.
reasonable reason?
You've come to
I've
me.
come to you to find out
yeah,
why
but
you're
you're
recording
the
police
turd that
cars.
came to me.
you stop
Okay, to
turning
get it
into
right.
turds?
I'm doing nothing wrong by calling him a turd.
From the very start, this officer carries himself with an air of superiority. When he's politely asked for a basic expectation under the policing code of ethics, he shrugs it off with, "I don't think I have to." That kind of response makes it seem like he views the uniform as a shield from accountability. And when he finally does acknowledge the request, it's half-hearted at best, no clear name, no proper introduction, just a vague gesture toward his badge. That isn't professionalism, it's avoidance. A badge should represent trust and responsibility, not deflection and dismissal.
You wouldn't like if we started calling you names?
Well, you're in an office.
Can you stop
of
pointing at
power.
me like that?
I will point as much as I want.
Well, it's a bit aggressive, isn't
Okay.
it? No one's been
No,
aggressive to you.
No,
You've come out
you'll
to make sure
come.
that
You'll
you're
come in,
okay
and you
and
two
you're
are both
safe.
pushing me closer and closer to this curb. Okay, so I'll actually ask you
You were
to take
stood
a
on the
step
road a
back.
minute ago.
No, I won't. Not when you approached me. No, I was not.
You were. You
So
were
I'll
on
ask
the
you
road.
to take a step back if you wouldn't mind, please, sir, and then I can move forward from the curb. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Safer now, do you?
Okay.
Well, now there's a car coming.
I'm perfectly fine now.
Right, now why are you still outside the
It makes no
police
difference
station?
why I'm here. I'm
Filming
filming
back
public
gate.
property,
Yeah, but you're also filming private cars.
and I'm doing nothing wrong.
But why do you need to do that?
No, if they get caught
Where
in
is
it,
this
I'm
filming
filming
going?
public property. It makes no difference
Well,
what
it
I
does.
do with it. No, it does not.
That's to me.
No, it does not.
around
Well, then you
circles.
should not have approached me. Okay, you got this meathead here, okay, and he is a complete meathead and
You're
should
kind of-
not be anywhere near the public.
Why is that?
Your abusive
Okay.
tone is getting kind of irritating, sir.
Yeah? Well, you're irritating.
I know, but
you're
being kind
irritating.
of abusive, and that. of
I'm
course,
not being
is-
abusive.
You threaten me.
I haven't threatened you at all.
Oh, sorry,
How have I
threatened.
threatened you?
Quite right. You haven't threatened.
Okay, so
You've
that.
been abusive.
Okay.
It's almost laughable that the officer gets rattled over a harmless jab at his colleague especially. After their own dismissive attitude and baseless show of authority, there were no threats, no profanity, nothing that crossed the line, just a light remark that barely qualifies as offensive, yet the reaction completely overblown. Instead of owning up to their failure to follow simple ID protocols, the officer slips into victim mode. It's a textbook deflection using a trivial comment to dodge accountability for unprofessional conduct.
I'm just saying.
offence.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
You cannot be
Threatening-
offended
I can
in the
be
office of
offended.
duty. No, you cannot.
I can
No,
be
you
offended.
cannot,
I
because
can.
you've got to. You've got
got to
to
have slightly thicker
expect.
skin than
No,
the average
you've
member of
got to
public.
expect language, okay, and saying turd, okay, is in the actual English dictionary. So
Being
look it up.
abusive.
Look it up.
Stop being abusive.
Look it up, okay? Turd is not
being
abusive.
abusive.
Turd is not
Stop calling me
abusive.
names.
You say it's not a rude word. However, the definition of turd is a rude word for someone who you think is unpleasant. I'm not doing business with that little turd as an example. Okay? So it clearly is a rude word.
Yeah,
So
but
why
it's not a
are you-
swear word. But it's not a swear word.
It's not a swear.
Yep, and
But
you
are
have
being
to
rude.
expect that.
You are calling me names.
Yeah, and?
which does now
Okay,
border
so
offence.
you came-
It also is
Public order, okay, so
it's
who,
also
so you
antisocial
can,
behaviour.
you cannot
So due to
actually,
antisocial
you
behaviour,
cannot
under
actually,
Section 50 of the Police Reform
Please,
Act,
okay.
I'm going to require you to provide me
right,
details.
so then here's the question for you. Under Section 50 then,
Of the Police Reform Act,
under Section
if you
50,
don't report-
you've got
give me
to
the
have
details.
proof, no, you've got to have
If
proof,
you don't provide me your details, you can be arrested for it.
okay, go for it. I want to see an inspector then, please.
This officer's reaction is a textbook case of exaggeration to assert control. He first claims he was threatened a serious charge, but when pressed, he quickly backtracks, downgrading it to abuse. And what was the so-called abuse? Insults like meathead and turd, immature, yes, but nowhere near unlawful. Police are expected to handle mild criticism without losing their cool. Stretching petty name calling into a power play doesn't just look flimsy. It highlights a misuse of authority to dodge accountability and silence valid pushback.
Okay,
things
I'm
first.
entitled to see an inspector, right? And
One
if
thing
you're
at a
if
time.
you're
So
actually
what is your
using
details,
Section
sir?
50, okay, I need you to actually use the words correctly in Section
your name,
50
sir?
and what part of Section 50 you're using, please.
What's your name,
What
sir?
part of Section 50 are you using?
We're not going to have a keep.
What part of Section 50 are you using, please?
We're not going to have a keep conversation.
Well, no, you need to tell me what part of Section 50
I
you're
have done.
using for. No, you
Due to
haven't. You
antisocial
just said
behaviour,
Section
I'm
50.
requiring your details.
Okay, so where's the antisocial behaviour?
You stand here constantly calling us
Okay,
names.
that's not antisocial behaviour.
It will be for me.
Well, for
So-
you, okay, you can't be the arresting officer.
Okay.
Okay, nor can you because you're directly involved.
You haven't been-
You're directly involved.
So, are you going to provide your details or not, sir?
I'm not going to provide anything because I've done nothing wrong.
So
Well, you can be guilty of an offence if any person is arrested with failing to provide their true name and address may be arrested on the stand. Arrest provisions of the Police and Criminal Act 1984.
Okay.
Okay, I have,
Are you going to provide
if
your details
I have reason
or-
to believe that you're acting in an antisocial manner.
Yeah, and where is that antisocial behaviour? No, I'm not.
Well, you are. You're swearing.
No, I'm not.
You're swearing.
Stanley,
people.
I'm not
Constantly calling us
swearing.
names.
Let's get it right. Turd is not swearing.
You're
standing in the
Turd
street,
is not
constantly
swearing.
abusing
What
two
you
people.
believe and what actually is the law
Are you
is
in a,
different.
Are you in a public place?
Okay? I'm in a public place.
Are you being
Is there
offensive?
members of the public here?
Yes.
They don't need to
Where?
be.
Where?
We are members of the
Where?
public.
No, you're not. You're an officer.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
you're
I'm
an
a member
officer.
of the public.
No, you're an officer. No, you're not a member of the public. You are an officer
So what
there
am I?
to uphold the law.
Voicing this exchange, the officer takes a harmless remark and inflates it into something far more serious, treating it as if it were a criminal act. He leans on Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002, a law designed for real cases of antisocial behavior. But here, there's no alarmed public, no visible distress, no genuine complaint, just an officer who didn't like being challenged. Section 50 only applies when there's reasonable belief of harassment, alarm, or distress. That threshold isn't met. Instead, it's being twisted into a tool to silence criticism. The auditor calmly points out, no foul language, no victim, no disruption, leaving the officer's escalation looking not just excessive, but a blatant overstep of authority.
Not abuse your powers.
Who's abusing a power?
Okay? You tried to abuse Section 50 just now.
I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
you
do
did.
anything.
Okay, and you
I'm
still
required
haven't
to provide
put. Well, what you actually require, I require a superior officer as my actual legal right. So I've asked you to actually get a sergeant or an inspector to come
One
out.
thing at a time.
Okay. Well, then you
Are you
do
going
that
to provide
first,
the
and then
details?
we'll move forward from there.
Are you providing details
Okay.
or not?
I told you no.
No. Okay, fine. So at this point then I'm going to have to arrest you for breaching section 50, aren't I?
Okay, go
Do I
for
really
it.
have to do it?
It's your choice, not mine.
Well, no, it's yours.
It's your choice. No, I don't need to,
50 of the police
because I've done nothing wrong.
We do have the powers.
I've done nothing wrong. I've asked you to produce where the member of the public is, okay, for the antisocial behaviour, okay? You cannot be the arresting officer for that if you are the one that you were saying that it was against, right? And that is what the law is,
Do you not listen to it?
okay? I'm talking to you, he's reading out whatever, I was talking to you. In this day and age of what?
There is a lot of issues.
Like what?
Security.
Okay,
You've
and
got
as I said,
terrorism,
is the building
you've got
secure?
domestic terrorism.
Is the building secure?
If people are filming, cameras, gates, key locks,
I'm filming public
cars
property.
coming in and out, private cars coming in and out.
Okay.
Not all police vehicles.
I try not to get private cars. I try not to get private
You don't
cars.
know what a private
Well,
car
it makes
is
no
at home.
difference. Well, if it gets caught, I'm still doing nothing wrong.
I mean, you could quite easily have stood out on the pavement and done
Well,
it.
I can stand exactly where I want on
Was when
public
the
property.
officer claims, "We are members of the public," to justify a public order allegation. He's misrepresenting his role. Yes, officers are citizens in general, but when acting in an official capacity, they're not treated as ordinary members of the public under the law. That distinction is crucial. Powers under the Public Order Act or Section 50 of the Police Reform Act require behavior that causes harassment, alarm, or distress to a typical civilian, not a uniformed officer on duty. Police are trained and expected to withstand a higher level of criticism. Trying to frame personal discomfort as a public order breach isn't just misleading, it's legally unsound. The auditor handles it perfectly calm, clear, and grounded in the law, exposing just how shaky the officer's argument really is.
The station is public property. As long as I don't enter a restricted area, okay, then I'm actually standing where I'm publicly accessible, allowed to
That
go.
would be the front office.
Okay,
You're
and
not
exactly
allowed.
here, and exactly here.
But
If
it's
I
a little
weren't,
bit dangerous. You've got cars coming in and out.
makes no difference.
And
I'm
you've got
standing on the
private cars
pavement,
coming in and
and
There is no
your
policing
point is
purpose
what?
for you to be here, is there?
Okay, I'm entitled to stand here
What's your
and to
lawful
film.
purpose for being here?
Okay, filming in public is completely lawful.
Absolutely. However,
Okay,
you're
so
going into
that's why,
a police station.
and that is completely lawful
Well, why do you need to do that?
because it is lawful.
It's not really.
It is law. It's not. Okay,
you're
right. I'm
lawful.
just,
It may
just
be
so you know,
lawful.
I'm just going to go into my bag for a minute, just to pull something out
It may
for
be
the both of you.
lawful. Again, what
Okay.
you
Don't
need
bring out
to do
anything
it.
silly and
Okay.
something.
No, that's why I was telling you like, what I was doing.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of people have
Right.
gone out and pulled knives out.
Right. There you go, sir.
Who is this?
Okay. And you'll actually see what it actually states, that I'm completely lawful to actually film any police officer, any property of the police, okay, any station, anything.
Yeah.
To plod or not to plod?
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, not bad.
What are you doing today?
Good, not too bad.
So he's doing those videos then?
YouTube, yes.
I don't need to identify myself.
Police stations, knowing
I don't
that we're
need
gonna
to
come
identify
speak to you
myself.
so you can monetize a video.
I don't need to identify myself. You
That
tried to
presumption
abuse.
is- we were
You
correct
tried to
then.
abuse Section
We were
50.
correct, weren't we?
You tried
We
to
were
abuse.
correct.
No, I was
We were
correct
correct,
because
weren't we?
you
We were
tried to
correct.
abuse your powers.
You've come
You
here
tried
just
to
to get a
abuse
video
your
that you can
powers.
monetize, haven't
You
you?
tried to abuse your powers. This is why we
Give you
do
the
this.
opportunities.
You can see the way that the other officers went and the sergeant. So yeah, what I'll do is I will put those complaints in, there's no doubt about that. Altogether, I believe that I've got 14 complaints all going through at this moment in time, I do believe.
This moment exposes the officer's real motive, and it's not about enforcing the law. The auditor calmly explains he's filming a public building from a public space, which is entirely legal, but instead of accepting that, the officer pivots, pointing to private vehicles coming and going. That isn't a crime, and it doesn't amount to reasonable suspicion. It's personal discomfort being disguised as a legal issue. What makes it even clearer is the auditor's own courtesy. He states he avoids filming private cars when possible, yet the officer still pushes to escalate, revealing a misuse of authority to enforce personal preferences, not the law.